Can we talk about one of the biggest contradictions that I've ever seen? Ever. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is going to be my review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 6, Episode 6. And as I said, we're going to talk about one of the biggest contradictions and an idiotic contradiction that I have ever seen in my entire life. And it came from Stevie J. Stevie J, are you kidding me? So we end up seeing Stevie. Stevie brings his son Dorian in because he bought a new house. So he has Savannah and what's the other little girl's name? I always forget her name. The one that was going to college. She didn't drop out of college, but she wanted to take a year off. So that foolishness right there alone, her name's not really important because she's not trying to make a name for herself right now. She's about to fuck up. So her, Stevie bought a new house. Nice house for him and the kids and all of that. The girls want him to get back with Dorian because who knew? I watched Stevie J's show and all that and reviewed. Him and Dorian ain't speaking. So I remember hearing something about him and Dorian not speaking, but they never actually went into why they weren't speaking. Dorian stole some musical equipment from Stevie, and he also went on social media and did a little diss track type of situation with Stevie, and Stevie ended up going on like one of those breakfast show type shows and basically blasted him. So they're going back and forth beefing on social media. Stevie's pissed off with him, and this is where the contradiction came, man. Stevie ends up, they get together and they hash it all out and everything like that, which that little hash out was kind of, I didn't get that. But they hashed it all out, and Stevie tells the boy, you know, we don't put family business on social media. Stevie, am I not sitting there watching you on Love and Hip Hop on a reality show, you dumb motherfucker? Now, I'm going to need you to stop contradicting yourself and acting stupid. And you just talking stupid now. That ain't nothing but some old goddamn dumbass, stupid ass talk. Talking just as stupid as can be. I said, Lord have mercy. And again, I don't know how y'all hashed it out. Because the fact that he stole the equipment and stuff, we didn't really cover that. So it was just water under the bridge. Yeah, okay. I don't do the stealing thing. The stealing thing, there'd have been some ass and elbows tore up. But whatever. And we wouldn't have been no year not speaking of and then choked him out and we'd have been past it anyway. Anyway, moving on. Biggest, dumbest contradiction I've ever heard in life. Reality starts about we don't air our business out on social media. If you don't shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Anyway, next we got Diamond Jocelyn. That's where we had left off last week. They sat there. This episode didn't have a whole lot of it. They squashed their beef. Point blank period. They squashed their beef. Let's move on. Let's move all the way over to Mariah and Shooter. Now, Mariah is sitting over there. She's supposedly going to open up a club. Now, see, we bouncing around all over the place again. Mona, come on with the fuck shit. We're bouncing all around. Now, Mariah is, well, she needs $70,000 to open up a club, a nightclub. And she going to get it from Shooter. Girl, exactly what type of pussy is it that you think you got, honey? Because I don't know. I mean, come on. You're trying to hold a little secret because you're doing some petty creep. Because that's all that is. We give you a thought. You had to argue and be treated like a tramp for $1,000. That's $1,000 bills. You had a motherfucker tell you you're going to have to do that thing that I like. Whatever that is. And we didn't know what that was. What is it really? I mean, because from the looks of your mouth, dick sucking, I'm sure wasn't a problem. Not as bucked as your shit is. You got your teeth is bucked, then you got an overbite. So putting things in your mouth don't seem to be a real big problem. But what is that of that thing that he likes? It's something that Sierra won't do. So what exactly is it? You tossing salad or something, girl? Or what else? What else you doing, honey? I don't know, but it sounds a little dangerous and it sounds like it might leave the room stinking, whatever that is. But you had to go through all of the embarrassment of being filmed with him talking to you like shit for $1,000. So exactly what is it that you've done differently in a week that now you're going to get $70,000 out of him? Or you actually think that you even should be opening up your trout mouth to tell this man to give you $70,000, or you going to go over and tell his wife? He could probably spend $5,000 and have you killed, bitch. Because you're not nobody. You're unimportant. So why would I give you $70,000? What type of turbo boost plan did you put in your pussy in a week that you thought was going to get you $70,000? I'm just asking. Anyway, moving on. So this was the thing. He gets down there to the place, and he's like, what the hell's going on? She tells him, I'm going to need this $70,000, and I need it for this, talking to him like he a trick. When I knew anything, he was like, bitch, if you don't get the fuck on out of here and go somewhere and sat down and went to turn around and leave, she said, I'm going to tell your wife this to fuck it. I don't care. Tell her. Went the fuck on about his business. She ends up sitting later with that damn lovely Mimi and her irritating ass. And I don't know where the fuck she got that ugly ass Jerry curl wig at. I looked at shit, a Jerry curl wig, cocked ace deuce with a real big bow in it. And I looked at her and I said, oh, Mimi, your Jerry is so very. She looked a mess. It just didn't even look good. It's too dark. It's all black. She looks a hot ass mess. I said, girl, no ma'am, honey. Very soul glow-ish. But she's sitting over there. She ends up, Haraya tells her about her fucking shooter. She didn't pull no punches. She's like, girl, that ain't cool. She said, that is not cool. That ain't no nice place to be. That's what you want for yourself? Fuck around, fucking other people's husbands? So that's the one thing that she's pretty consistent about. She don't really like that because that bitch got a husband. And I'm sure she's like, bitch, you making me nervous. You gonna fuck my motherfucking husband, bitch. So she's like, I don't think I like that too much. So all of that went on. Let's talk about another motherfucker telling shit. We got Treasure takes her ass to talk to Jock. She tells him about how she ends up running into Tommy, and her and Tommy didn't quite hit it off. And Tommy kind of tore her ass out of the frame a little taste down at the nail shop. And then tells him, so I know about you messing with Tommy, and I know about you messing around with Carly, and I feel compelled to tell Cena. And he told her, well, I'm telling you now, you the fuck out of order, because that ain't none of your business, and me and Cena ain't together. You know, I do what I want to do, and Cena's obviously doing what she wants to do, and I'm glad you brought it up, because I'm going to go talk to her anyway, which he did. He went to talk to her, went to see her, and went to see the twins, and I'm looking at them like, Chuck, twins, it was that one wasn't fucking with him at all. She's like, She's like, I'm not coming. He gonna say, you want to come over there? You ain't gonna let me hold you? She was like, hell no, motherfucker. You standing up here looking like Frankie Lyman, that dumbass hairdo and that too little ass sweatsuit on. No. Get out of here. So he's sitting there talking to Cena, basically asks her, is she fucking around with Rod? She tells him, yeah, we ain't no couple. We kind of dating and everything. And he told her, well, he a nothing-ass motherfucker and you old nothing-ass bitch for doing that. Then told her he's a fuck-ass dude and she's a fuck-ass bitch about that. He didn't appreciate it. And she's telling him, I don't owe you anything. I'm not with you. You with Carly and whoever else you choose to be with. And how dare you try to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing? And she's sitting there, she's pretty entertained, with it. But Jock wasn't entertained. He wasn't entertained at all, child. He got just as mad out of his forehead, got to sweating. His motherfucking perm was sweating out. His hair got a little thick and bushy on top. And he was like, well, I'm going to tell you this. You better not have Rod around my daughters. Oh, boy, if you don't sound like a bitch. You sound like some woman fussing and arguing with your motherfucking do-rag off and your hair ain't laying down no more and fussing and making ridiculous requests. Get your ass on. He walked on out there to threaten her. You just go ahead and you see what happened. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen. She gonna be number 3 on Rod, and you gonna be sitting around mad. Stupid. Anyways, she went on. Okay, so then let's go over to this little video shoot that Jocelyn's doing. Well, I was gonna say this for the record. Everybody was looking pretty a little messy. We had Dawn. Dawn's hair was real nice. Mama D was sharp. Mama D was done. She was done. Mama D had herself together. Lovely Mimi looked ridiculous. She was there. Sierra came in there looking absolutely ridiculous. She was told Jocelyn, young Dro actually sent her to help out. She had on these sheer pants and a beaded top. Her hair looked nice. Her makeup looked nice, for whatever it is. She just looked like a plastic doll anyway. All that was cool, but then the top was nice. Them pants, that just looked ridiculous. I mean, just walk around with you're talking about woman's empowerment. You're walking around with a pair of panties on and a sheer pair of pants. I think the outfit just ain't really coincide with whatever it is that y'all talk about. But the other thing is that in the pants, her butt looked like it fucking stank. She looked like her ass stunk. Truly. Just wasn't no good look. Her ass was looking like it smelled like blue cheese and Ritz crackers, bitch, from 6 months ago. No God. Her and Lovely Mimi gets into it a little bit, but then they end up saying, you know what? Jocelyn said, I'm not having this shit. This is not what this is about. Not at all. Not at all. So we're not having this. And right when they pretty much squashed it a little bit. They're getting to be squashed. Then the last bitch shows up, who she didn't know that Dawn was there, and Dawn didn't know that she was coming, was that motherfucking Dime. And when I tell you Dime came in there cleaner than a motherfucker, this is the best I have ever seen Dime look. Dime looked so nice to the point where she looked like she was on the wrong motherfucking set. I had to do a double take because I didn't even realize it was her. She had her hair black, and it was bone straight, long, like she wear it. And she had this beautiful royal blue gown on and looked like people. Dime came in there and broke up Jocelyn's whole much. I would even wanted her in my motherfucking video. Shit, real chunky gold jewelry, a real chunky gold chain, real nice. Dime looked really nice. She didn't even look like herself. I was like, Dime, bitch, you had best to do it. She was done. She was done. Makeup on point, hair on point, clothes on point. Pretty girl. She actually looked nice. She really did. I said, old Jocelyn, Dime just stole your shine, bitch. Because Jocelyn looked ridiculous. She just pregnant up front and just looking trashy. But Mama D and Dime looked really, really good. And Dime really looked like it was her motherfucker. It looked like it was Mama D and Dime's video. It really did. I was like, y'all better go ahead. It was nice. Them two looked real, real nice. But her and Dawn went right into it, and they squashed their beef and they hugged it out. I was like, okay, y'all killing me with this beef squashing, honey. How these beefs are just squashing so easily. Like y'all should have been beefing in the first place. Anyway. But after that, Lovely Mimi starts back up again, her and Sierra. And then she basically tells Sierra, She said, well, I know something that you don't know. And, you know, Sierra's going on around. I'm fine. Ain't nothing you know about me. She said, girl, Mariah is fucking your husband. You should know that while you're being all smart to me. So she's like, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. I'm out of here. I'm going to go make a phone call. She calls the both of them. They both end up coming down to the video place. They're outside. Shooter gets there first. She's questioning him. He's looking at her kind of stupid. Then Mariah pulls up and Shooter actually goes ahead and it's out there at this point. Because Mariah jumps out the car like, what? Why am I getting this 911 text? What is going on? As Sierra said, people were telling me that you slept with my husband. Is that true? You slept with my husband? And Mariah's like, you told her? I wasn't really going to tell her. He's like, no, I didn't tell her, you big mouth bitch. You're the one that told Lovely Mimi. And now they arguing like they a couple. And honey, next thing I know, Sierra done thumped motherfucking Mariah in the throat. Real fast. In her goddamn throat. And they end up getting them and pulling them apart and stuff. She thumped the shit out of her in her throat. And then they just had some ridiculous banter going back and forth. I said, this is so fucking ridiculous. I'm too classy for this. As you're standing outside in a pair of sheer pants with your butt looking like old blue cheese and motherfucking Ritz crackers. Stinking. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And that's basically where we ended out at. We'll see you next week and see what's going down. All right, y'all. Later. A fucking mess.